Welcome to the 5-Minute Prime Podcast. Quick, actionable tips to master personal finance and real estate investing. In just 5 minutes a day, we'll help you build wealth and achieve financial freedom.
Have you ever heard those horror stories of tenants trashing a place or the landlord getting calls at 2 a.m.? That's what we're talking about today. How to keep your new investment profitable, stable, and surprisingly hassle-free. Hey there, folks. Welcome back to the 5-Minute Prime Podcast. I'm Martin Maxwell, and if you've tuned in before, you've heard me outline how to invest in real estate effectively. But buying the property is only half the battle. The next step, M for manage, could actually make or break your deal's profit margin. Now, the horror stories you heard earlier about 2 a.m. phone calls, they don't happen often. But if they did, it's probably a sign that you haven't been doing a good job managing your property. Real estate is wonderfully flexible. You can handle each repair yourself or hire professionals. You can meet every tenant in person or outsource it all to a property manager. But no matter how hands-on or hands-off you are, the core remains the same. Keeping the property in solid shape, building good tenant relationships, and meeting all financial and legal obligations. Manage it well, and you keep your investment stable, your tenants happy, and your growth potential wide open. Tenants are like customers in your rental business. When you serve them well, you reduce vacancies, late payments, and disputes. Keep reminding yourself that's where the cash flow comes from. Happy customers means better business. And I mean it. So let's talk about some fundamentals. 1. Listing and rent price setting. Set a fair rent by reviewing local comps and vacancy rates. If you set it too high, you'll suffer extended vacancies. Too low, you leave money on the table. A common strategy would be setting it to a lower to market rent to drive more viewings and rent out quickly. You can always adjust the rent at a later point. Now on the marketing front, present your listing with clear, well-lit photos and concise descriptions. Mention nearby amenities like shops or parks. Tenants love convenience. Know your target market and tenant. Tailor it to their liking. 2. Tenant screening. Always ask for applications with income verification and rental history. Run credit and background checks. A history of late payments or evictions can be a big red flag. Also, look for mismatched information, which is a warning sign by itself. Verify references from past landlords. This might reveal issues you can't see on a credit report. Call them first as if you were looking for a place to rent to weed out the fake landlords. And believe me, it happens more than you'd expect. 3. Lease agreements. Use a legally sound lease that details rent due dates, late fees, pet policies, and maintenance obligations. You can usually find them on your local realtor association website. Consult or hire a lawyer if it gets complicated. Also, ensure compliance with local fair housing rules and always give each party a signed copy. 4. Communication. Think as a business owner. Set boundaries. Specify preferred communication methods, email, phone, or a portal, and typical response times. Keep your communication friendly yet professional. Being approachable encourages tenants to report small issues before they escalate. Tenants are always appreciative when treated with respect, and some holiday greeting cards will go a long way. 5. Rent collection. There are useful tools that help rent collection, including online portals like Buildium or Tenant Cloud, streamline monthly payments and reduce missed checks. State your policies on late fees clearly, and document any partial or delayed payments for future reference. These rules seem to be simple. When you get these basics right, you minimize turnover and drastically reduce day-to-day headaches. Nothing eats into cash flow like unforeseen major repairs. So how do you stay ahead? The short answer is get ahead by doing the day-to-day right. Here are some examples. 1. Regular inspections. Conduct move-in and move-out walkthroughs. Document everything with photos or videos. This is critical as you assess and adjust your listing and screening process. Plan at least one mid-lease inspection per year. Catching a small leak early can save you thousands in water damage later. 2. Preventive maintenance. Replace HVAC filters, flush water heaters, clear gutters. It's cheaper to maintain than to repair after a failure. Seasonal checklists help you stay consistent and reduce the odds of surprise breakdowns. You also want your tenant to know that you care and do a great job at preventative care of the property. And 3. Emergency preparedness. Post key phone numbers for urgent problems. That includes an emergency phone that your tenant can call even at 2 a.m. Encourage or require tenant or renter's insurance so if something major like a flood or fire happens, they have coverage for personal belongings. Keep your own insurance up to date, especially if you're in areas prone to natural disasters. 4. CapEx planning. Budget for big ticket items like the roof, HVAC, or major renovations. Spread these out over their typical lifespan so you aren't forced to dip into personal savings. Some owners keep a separate account for CapEx funding to keep good track of it. For value-add properties, work with your contractors to plan out the renovation plan of the entire property as soon as you close, so you are well prepared for the projects as well as tax benefits over time. Even with good upkeep, issues still crop up. Let me share a personal anecdote. A while back at 1 a.m., I got a panicked text. The toilet's overflowing. My immediate response plan was key. I had a list of 24/7 plumbers on speed dial, plus I'd shown my tenants how to shut off the water valve. We fixed it by morning with minimal damage. A major crisis averted because I had procedures and a standard operating procedure SOP in place. So, do you manage the properties yourself or hire someone? Self-management often appeals to new investors. You learn every aspect of the business and save on management fees, 8 to 12% of monthly rent. But it demands hands-on time, a knack for organization, and solid communication skills. Alternatively, a property manager handles all the day-to-day, from tenant sourcing to rent collection and legal evictions. This is ideal if you're busy or have multiple units, but the cost can eat into your cash flow. Also, not all managers deliver the same level of service. Ask yourself, do I have the time and interest to manage directly? If yes, start self-managing at least once, just to learn the ropes. If you're scaling quickly, a good manager might be worth every penny. I see self-management as a great way to get started, especially if you started with a house hacking strategy. Learn as you grow your real estate portfolio, and you can always transition to property management when you scale. So that's M for manage. The heart of your rental business. It's where you protect your property, nurture tenant relationships, and keep your bottom line healthy. Good management is half systems, half mindset. If you treat tenants like valued customers and keep the property well maintained, you'll build a long-lasting, stable income stream. Your challenge today, evaluate one area of your rental operation, be it rent collection, maintenance, or tenant screening, and level it up. Add a digital payment option, schedule seasonal checkups, or tighten your screening criteria. Thanks for tuning into the 5-Minute Prime Podcast. If you want the entire game plan for real estate investing, check out the Prime Framework on Amazon. And don't forget to visit reiprime.com for more resources and daily tips. Plus follow me on X at @MaxByMartin.